In South Texas, families are demanding answers for the mysterious deaths of 3 women.
Yeah, so it's been a year since they went missing and were later found dead. But police claim there's no connection, despite the fact that all 3 women knew each other. Police only investigated one woman's death as a homicide, one was ruled a suicide, and the other woman's cause of death was never determined.
Our Blessing Iwachuku has the latest on one family's continued fight for justice.
There is no shortage of tears, raw emotions, and even some laughter.
And she sticks it right in her mouth.
As those who knew and loved Brittany McMahon pour their hearts out at her memorial service.
People have asked me, what is it like to live with a deceased child?
It's a tragedy Susan McMahon has experienced twice. Only one of her 3 kids is alive.
Sister, since he passed away, life just isn't the same.
Brittany was one of many in Bandera County who went missing and was later found dead in 2022. Bandera County Sheriff's Office ruled her case a suicide, a conclusion her family has disagreed with from the start.
They dropped the ball. And because they've dropped the ball,
Dropped a long time ago.
we're suffering. You know, if it was their family, they would turn every rock. But it's not their family, so they don't care.
No, we're concerned about it. We live here too. Our kids and grandkids live here, and so we're concerned about everybody in the county. It's not like we're ignoring people. Just because you don't see progress doesn't mean that we're not making progress.
This was back in September 2022. And since then, Bandera County Sheriff's Office says there's still no update regarding the several missing people who were found dead, as dozens came to say their final goodbye to Brittany. There's one family member who wanted to be here, but couldn't. Her dad, Randy. Randy has been behind bars since December 2022 for obstruction and retaliation in Brittany's case.
There's an offer on the table of 5 years in TDC. He's not, as far as I know, he's not taking that. I hope he doesn't. He wants to take this all the way to the Supreme Court, if it goes that far.
And even behind bars,
he's not giving up.
And neither will Susan.
And our Blessing Iwachuku joins us now with more on the story. Blessing, good morning to you. So why did Brittany's family wait to have her funeral?
Good morning, Charles and Alex. The family, they tell me that Brittany was found June of last year, or she went missing June of last year, and then her body was found weeks later in July. Now, it's due to them, having a lot of questions surrounding her death. They wanted to preserve her body as long as possible. And also, Susan was telling me when I spoke with her on past stories regarding this case was that she said there's a lot of issues, especially with her death certificate and a lot of confusion and a lot of correction going on with that. So she wanted to hold on to the remains as long as possible for the investigation for their family to continue, because they still had a lot of questions, even though here at Bandera County Sheriff's Office, they've already ruled it a suicide. Brittany's mom, Brittany's dad, their family and loved ones, they definitely don't believe that it's that.
And Blessing, did the memorial provide any sense of closure in being able to say goodbye for Brittany's friends and family, or as you mentioned, they're still searching for answers?
Yeah, they're definitely still searching for answers, Alex. I spoke with Brittany's aunt that you saw there in the story, and I asked her, did this memorial service bring any sort of closure? And she said, no, it's still not bringing in any type of closure for Brittany's aunt. She's still wanting for the truth to be revealed for them. And for Susan, she said it's a little bit of closure for her, as much closure as they can get, regarding this incident. And so she was saying that they waited for a long time for this to happen. And it just reached a point that she said, okay, we have to do this service. We have to finally say goodbye to her as we're still, as they're still fighting, looking for answers. And they chose to do it last Friday on what would have been her 34th birthday.
Yeah, it's such a tragic story. Hope they get some final closure there. Blessing, thank you very much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. For more refreshing stories about your community, click the subscribe button over here. You can also download our Spectrum News app and tune in to Channel 55 on Dish and DirecTV to get live news coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you then.